Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to talk about spirituality and astrology. If you enjoy the content here on the channel, leave a like and subscribe. Use the links down below to reach more of my content and my beautiful partners' content as well. So today we're talking about the difference between stars and signs, right? Because the zodiacs, the signs, are not the same things as the stars. And a lot of people seem to confuse those things and then deny astrology or say that one specific form of astrology is not real, another specific form of astrology is not real, right? So the stars were born out of the signs. How so? Because the zodiac, you can even go look it up online, is a mathematical concept. The division of space, of the travel that we do, and the travel of the sun, right? So the stars are not that. The stars and us, we move through those spaces, and we divided the spaces in 12 zodiacs, 12 months, 12 disciples of Jesus Christ, right? Because they all represent the 12 major archetypes, the 12 major parts of our life, the 12 different parts of our conscious and subconscious awareness, right? So the zodiac is the space, and if you are into spirituality, into real spirituality, you know that your spirit is your space. So from different spaces, from different spirits, right, come different frequencies and vibrations, different shapes and forms. From different spaces comes different outcomes, different moods, different seasons, right? That's why we have different seasons, right? And even in astrology, we have 4 elements and 3 modalities. And we have 4 seasons and 3 months for each season. So the seasons represent, or the 4 elements represents the seasons, and the modalities represent the months that we spend in each season, because each season has a cardinal sign, the start of that season, a fixed sign, the climax of that season, and a mutable sign, the end of that season and the transition to the next season, right? So people that say that the stars don't align up with astrology, that the astrology apps are fake, and that the sky that we speak about in astrology is not the same as the sky, in reality, they don't understand the difference between the stars and the signs, because the signs are the houses, Aquarius, Libra, whatever, and the constellations were named after those signs. Because when we, as a cognitive being, became aware of the stars for the first time, they were in those positions. So when we were ready to understand the influence and use the influence of those stars, that's where they were born to us, right? And on their own as well. There is a whole part of spirituality that you can, to some degree of being exact, you can know where those stars were born. But that's for a different video. You just need to know that before we have the physical body, we had the spirit, right? So for example, Mercury. Mercury rules 2 signs, Virgo and Gemini. Virgo is the night side of Mercury, so the spirit of Mercury, the spirit that created the physical object Mercury, became aware of itself in the 6th house. And then it created, it finished its physical creation in the 3rd house, aka Gemini. That's a great example, right? And then when we say that Saturn is in Aquarius, right, we don't say that, no, actually Saturn in Pisces, because it's where Saturn is right now. It's not Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces. Saturn is in the space which we became aware of the constellation of Pisces for the first time, which we call the 12th house, right? So the Pisces constellation might not be exactly where Saturn is, because the constellations move, the stars move, we as a planet, as a collective move, but the zodiacs don't move, because they are the spaces where we are moving through. And what many people lack is actually go outside and experience these things for themselves. Because if you go out, this works perfectly when the moon is conjuncting a certain planet, right? If the moon is conjuncting Venus, for an example, you go outside at night. If it's not a new, even if it is a new moon, it can work. But preferably, if it's not a new moon, you go outside and you see the moon and then a very bright star next to the moon. So that means that the moon and Venus, or whatever star you are observing next to the moon, are in the same sign, not in the same constellation, in the same sign, in the same zodiac, in the same house, right? And bro, this really works out. You see, the moon is in, I don't know, 10 degrees of Taurus, Venus is 9 degrees of Taurus, they will be ahead of the moon. And then if Venus is 15 degrees Taurus, it will be behind the moon in our perspective, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. What matters is you can see the difference in degrees by going outside and look to the sky, and you can see, oh, the moon is in Taurus, right? And Venus is right there. So I can see other planets that are in Gemini or in Cancer. And you can see they're really there. After a couple spaces, they're there. The brighter stars are there, right? For an example, right now, the moon is in Pisces as we speak. You can go outside and you see a less brighter star because Saturn is very far away, but you can see Saturn in the same space as the moon, right? And even certain countries have that motif in their flag, especially Islamic countries. They have the moon and then a star close to the moon, right? That has its own esoteric symbolism. They basically worship relating their emotions and relating their internal realm to others, right? But it means that they know that all of this is real. They know that astrology is real. They know that astronomy is a complementary version of astrology. Astronomy is the external masculine part, the logic of it. Astrology is the feminine, recipient, dark part of it, the meaning, the reason, the purpose, the influence, the frequency, and the vibration, right? So, in conclusion, the stars are not the signs, but they are named after the signs because they were born out of those spaces. And like you carry traits from your mother and father, and you carry traits from the place where you grew up in, right? The stars and the constellations also carry traits of the houses that you were born out of and that they grew out of. You know what I'm saying? So that will be everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Use the links down below. Contact me for readings and personal consultations. And always believe in yourself. Believe in all possibilities and you'll be alright. Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out.